What's up, Wolfpack? This is Chili Dog here with the Lone Wolf, and right next to me I have the new Marin Mount Vision. This is their 150mm front and rear 27.5 bike based on the React to Play platform. One of the first things we did on the site actually was review the Marin Wolf Ridge. We actually liked it so much we gave one away to you guys. This bike is based on that same suspension platform, but with 27.5 wheels. So first up, this bike is a fully carbon frame front and rear, and it actually even has a carbon upper link. This bike is super light and actually quite playful compared to the other React to Play bikes that we've been on. The Wolf Ridge, one of our biggest criticisms of that bike was that it wanted to stay glued to the ground. This bike is a lot more lively, thanks in part to this upper link right here, this vertical link. That added a little bit more of a progressive poppy suspension feel to it, and it also made room for 2 water bottle holders on this bike. Now that design was influenced by partially their racers and partially their freeride team. So I think this bike strikes a really good balance between the two. It's still playful, it's still poppy, but it has that amazing nailed suspension where it is still glued to the ground. In corners there's insane traction. The rear end just stays absolutely glued to the soil, giving you every little bit of grip that you need. That's also aided by the short 420mm chainstays, which make it really nice and light and easy to manual, but also really help you get it around a corner. Marin went with a 65-degree head tube angle. It's a bit more conservative than some of the super slack enduro bikes that we've been seeing. But I think it's better and well-rounded for your average rider. This isn't a bike that requires super steep, super wide open trails to have fun on. The C-tube angle is 64.1 degrees, and then the virtual angle in that same C-tube is 75.1 degrees. Marin did a really good job designing this bike around body geometry. They spent a lot of time working on the geo of this bike and actually ended up settling for somewhat conservative numbers, but it's a really comfortable bike and it rides really, really well. This bike comes in 3 different builds. There's the Pro build, which comes with the new Shimano XTR, top of the line Fox suspension, and it retails for $8,899. This is the 9 build, and it retails for $6,799. We really like this build. We think it's a really good middle ground where it has quality Fox suspension, nice SRAM drivetrain, Shimano brakes, DD components on the bar and stem, but it's a little bit more affordable. There's also the Mount Vision 8, which retails at $5,299. So overall, let's talk a little about the ride characteristics of this bike. So we've had this bike for about 3 weeks. I've been able to ride it on a good varied terrain. I think where this bike really excels, like most nailed bikes, is super rocky trails, either when you're climbing or descending. The rear just doesn't hang up. There's a lot of bikes where you're climbing along and you hit a square edge hit and it kind of drags you when you're already working so hard to climb. And on this bike, you just don't even feel it. It's like cheating. So for a 27.5 wheeled bike, where normally the 27.5 wheels will get hung up on rocks a little bit more, it's definitely a huge asset. Riders that are clipped in will also notice an even bigger benefit in the pedal platform than riders that are on flats like me. But either way, even if you try and put a really choppy standing up cadence on this bike, the pedal platform is beyond impressive. I think one of the biggest places that nailed goes ahead of the rest of suspension designs is in that balance of pedal performance and small bump compliance. Going downhill, this bike is a lot more progressive than the Wolf Ridge, so it really helps you get poppy off the ground. If you are into jibbing and floating around the trail, it's definitely will help you do that a lot more. There's a huge benefit to this upper link here, and I think it really changed the ride dynamics of this bike. They made an effort to work on ride dynamics and really make the bike work so that it's stiff when you're going into corners and trying to pop, but compliant so that it doesn't beat you up when you're in really rocky stuff. And that definitely has come across in the final product. I think overall this is a really nice bike, really well-rounded. We're really excited to spend a little bit more time on it. So if you want more information on this bike, head to theloamwolf.com. We have a full write-up on this bike, interview with some of the Marin guys as well, some quotes from them, and any details you want on this bike, whether it's spec, component, information, or geo, it'll be on our site. So head over, check that out, and thanks so much. If you want more, subscribe to our channel.